Hey y'all, hey, it's Samantha,
And it's Kay.
and we are here with another episode of A
A
Brunch
brunch
Session.
session. All right, Sam. What's up? How was your week?
Girl, my week has been a week. Basically, school has been all over the place. Friends have been all over the place. Like it's been a week. It has been a week, and I'm just glad the weekend's here, so I could sleep.
For
Basically,
I,
how was your week,
the older we get, the more we want to sleep.
girl?
I'm turning into my mom.
Bruh. Literally, I'm talking about every free time, sleep, nap,
Sleep,
sleep,
just chilling,
bruh.
chilling. But this week was pretty good. I just got done working out. Trainers are getting very disrespectful. Um,
What?
they're getting very disrespectful. Like he had me in the sand at the beach. Like I
I thought
never
you was being
I've
serious.
never hated sand so much than this morning. It was horrible, but I'm happy I went. Other than that, this has been a pretty boring week though. It's been boring. I did some time with family. We actually did an outing amongst COVID. We tried to do something fun. Um,
Hmm.
School is done. So literally I've been just trying to get myself motivated to start working on things outside of school. I did get an internship, so
Whoop whoop.
very excited about that for next semester. It's something different than I've ever done before. So it should be something new. But all right, getting into the topics though, our weeks were boring. This week we did come across obviously the whole cancel culture, with Drea Michelle and recently Just Hilarious, just all those people. So basically, if anyone knows what happened with the whole Drea Michelle thing, she made the comments about basically glamorizing domestic violence or whatever she was saying, and people just attacked. So the whole cancel culture conversation came up. So my thing is basically what's the double standards, because 50 Cent and other people have made jokes or made comments and people drag 50 Cent, but he never lost out on no coin. Nothing has happened to him. Dre Michelle has lost out on actual endorsements, like Fenty lingerie dropped her. So double standards of cancel culture, basically.
I mean, okay, well, for me, I feel as though the reason why she was canceled from Savage X Fenty is because Rihanna is a victim of domestic violence. So
Mm-hmm.
the fact that you could kind of be on social media making a joke out of it, it's like I would easily cancel her out. Um, that's the way I see for Savage X Fenty. And any other endorsement chooses to cancel her, I mean, that's their business. It's a bad look right now. Like if you're applauding domestic violence, and even if it probably was a joke, which I assume it was,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a joking matter.
It's not.
Certain things you just don't joke about. So the fact that she could be on social media and saying that, I think even the radio, whoever she did the podcast with was telling her, you need to be careful, like you do not say it. And she just kept going. It's
She
like, what did you
kept
kind of
going.
expect?
Like she kept digging. He kept trying to
Yeah,
throw sand into the hole. She kept digging the hole. Like he was like,
legit.
I'm trying to get you up out of here
Trying
because
to
it's
help you.
not what you want to do right now. Sis was like, nope,
I gotta
dig.
go. I want to say it. I gotta say it. Like
I
I
gotta
gotta
say
say
it
it.
because this is so funny, but it's not
Mm-mm.
funny. My question is, when did domestic violence become a joke?
I I think it became a joke for the people that deal with it. I feel like she's probably dealt with it. And for her it's like I'll when people like go through pain, they prefer to laugh about it than sit here and cry about it. That's
That's
the type
true.
of reaction gave me. Like she's been through it. I don't want to be sad about it. I'll joke about it cuz it's funny now or
Yeah, but
whatever.
joke about your stuff. Joke
Yeah.
about
Well, no, I mean, she kind of sort of did. She was like, I would want that type of relationship. I think it's just the fact that it wasn't your scenario to
yeah.
comment on. Like, shoot. Mm.
Sis, I mean, I feel bad for her. I feel bad that she is being thrown to the whole cancel culture thing because I do understand what she said was ignorant, but it's like, can we talk about the fact that a lot of girls think like that, which is
Yeah.
sad. A lot of females want a dude that's going to be super crazy and I want you here with me, and all this craziness, but I feel really bad because other people have made jokes about it. Like 50 Cent has made comments, and the only thing people are saying is, "Are y'all shocked? It's 50 Cent." I don't care who it is. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. It's
Yeah.
not a laughing matter that someone got shot. And then he threw out that half behind apology when she went on Instagram Live, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't know you were seriously hurt, bro. She got shot."
What? That's how he responded?
Yes,
Oh
he was
my
like,
gosh.
"Oh, I didn't know. If I knew you were seriously hurt, I would have not made a joke about it, and sorry," with the shrugging emoji.
Ooh, what an apology.
Wow, thanks. But it's like, someone got shot. How did you not think she was hurt? Like, what are you talking about? Does it matter? Does it matter that she got shot, or would it have been better if he just slapped her or something? Like, what do you mean you didn't know she was hurt? She got shot.
Nah, that
So
nigga, in a nutshell, he just basically said, I really don't care.
he
That's
basically,
literally
yeah.
what he said.
Yeah, it took her going on live and showing her vulnerability and being open about it for him to finally apologize. And it's like,
Girl, what apology are you talking about? A shrug emoji with whatever he said? That's not an apology. And I'm sorry is
no,
an apology. That nigga just basically said, my bad.
it was really rude. And it just goes to show how disrespectful men are to Black women, especially.
And the thing is the fact that in that scenario, he should have been canceled. If Dre and Michelle make a little simple joke, but literally 50 Cent makes a whole meme and then doesn't even choose to truly apologize, and that man doesn't get canceled, that's an issue.
At all.
It
He's
doesn't make
done,
sense to me.
50 Cent has done so much. Like, if a woman were to talk about their child the way 50 Cent has spoken about his son, she
Mm,
would have been up out of here.
mm,
Like, she would have been gone. Are you serious right now? This
come
man
on now.
has talked down on Black women countless times. He's been
Especially
joke
even a
about
black woman that's making money for
that's
him.
making money for you. Like, you don't even have respect for her. I've never seen him down a light skinned chick though.
Oh, for real.
I have never seen 50 Cent go off on a light skinned chick. Every woman that he's been going off on has been dark skinned, from my knowledge. So my thing is, you don't even respect Black women. And your mother was dark skinned. Your mother was crisp. Like, what are you
Whoa, just
doing?
said Chris.
She was a beautiful dark skinned woman, okay? I've seen the pictures, homie. Don't hide
That's
her.
funny.
She was a beautiful dark skinned woman. And you want to make all these jokes in these comments? It's like, bro, why are people still supporting 50 Cent? Why are people still even taking him serious? Like, I had to unfollow him from Instagram a while ago. I said, you
Mm-hmm.
are downright disrespectful, and I will not follow someone like you.
He's trash. And I feel as though the reason why, one, people don't want to have beef with him or tell him about himself is because he's so popular, like he's well known. I feel the thing is like if a grown man like T.I. or one of these other men that have a stance or like or have popularity, if they said something, I think it would be a game changer. But I feel as though
Yeah.
no one wants to cause those issues. No one wants to tell him about himself for real. The
Yeah.
ones that are telling him about themselves or himself is hurt black women. So it's not really being noticed. No one cares. It's like, oh, what? That's how he is. You gotta let him do him. But
Yeah.
it's like at the end of the day, if somebody like T.I. or one of those other big rappers said something, I feel as though it would be a real game changer. Where, hey, somebody on your level is telling you how trash you are. Maybe now you could kind of work on it or something.
The sad
But
part is, I don't even think he would work on it. I
you don't
feel
think
like,
so?
no, I feel like 50 Cent is the kind of person where he thrives off of chaos. He thrives off of
Mm,
drama. He's the kind of person that if you say, yo, you hurt my feelings, he'll be like, what you mean? Like, I feel
mm.
like you would really, really have to say, yo, like, I'm hurting, I'm upset. You would really have to be, like I said, it took Meg Thee Stallion crying on Instagram Live for him
That
to
nigga
even
didn't apologize.
but for him to even acknowledge her feelings, like
Um,
just sort of, it took her crying on Instagram Live for this man. Countless people told him this is not funny, this is
yeah.
hurting. She even said on Twitter, "Yo, like that's whack, blase blase." When everything was coming out, the jokes, he's still did not say anything. It took this girl being on live crying, talking about her deceased family, for him to even acknowledge the fact that, oh, I might have made a mistake with joking about this. He didn't even fully apologize. So if that does not make him really realize his ways, I feel like 50 Cent is a lost cause, and I hate saying that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, I don't support him. I don't watch any of his shows. I don't listen to his Whack Behind music no more. First of all, he's washed up.
The shade.
Well, he is washed up. Like 50 Cent, no, he can't put out an album right now. Who's buying that?
Somebody.
Who? From New York? Like,
you know, another person that I feel as though is like washed up too.
Who?
Just hilarious. The homegirl came out the woodworks with this little video. Like, it's too many scenarios where I keep hearing her in drama. It's like she's just putting out content just to put out content. Like, I want to be relevant, even if it's in a negative light. Like, literally, she reminds me of a girl version of freaking 50 Cent. Because how in the world you gonna say something like, you literally post a video knowing daggone well it's gonna cause chaos, and all you wrote is, this is for entertainment purposes only. How does that make sense when you know the content? You're literally making a joke about domestic violence, and it wasn't even funny. Like, I would have been okay if it's like, okay, you know, cool, you know, it's funny.
At least it was funny. Like, you know, you throw a little bone. At least it was funny. Like,
yeah.
You got no bones. Like, you just sitting there looking at you, like looking at your phone like,
why did she do this? Like, literally, I could not watch the whole video. I literally only could watch half of it. I was like, I can't even watch the rest. There's no point. I'm wasting time. I'm wasting life watching this.
And
shit.
I feel bad for Just Hilarious, because I have a soft spot for people that get bullied a lot. Because
she get bullied a lot.
Just Hilarious gets slaughtered, like butcher on the table, like cut. Just Hilarious gets slaughtered. They talk about how she look. They talk about the fact that she's not funny. They just really go in on her because of the ignorant things that she said. And I just feel like I want her to make it better. Like, I feel like she has so much potential, but she just she gets in her own way. She's the kind of person where nobody else has gotten in her way besides her.
Yeah.
It's different if someone just don't like you and someone is just out to get you. Everything that has happened has not been from someone else. It's been because you have done it. And my thing is like, when does someone sit you down and say, you're killing your career?
Literally. Yes. But my thing is the fact that right now, in a nutshell, she's basically, in a lot of people's eyes, canceled. So how is it that she can make a video like that and quote unquote be canceled, but 50 Cent can go about making his comments no cancellation whatsoever? Drea does the same thing, canceled. 50 Cent still says what he has to say, still here. Like, in the logic.
Here's another thing, because I wanted to get your opinion on this too. ASAP Rocky is the face for Fenty Skin. ASAP Rocky is the same person that was talking about he can't relate to like the whole Ferguson situation because he's not from there. He's in Beverly Hills and the rich folks just doing his thing, like FND.
I remember.
You know what? And on top of that, he's made some comments about Black women as well. I think he's made a comment about a shade of lipstick not being good, not being cute on certain skin tones. So a lot of people on Twitter, when I was on Twitter, a few people were like, wait a minute. They were kind of calling out Rihanna and Fenty a little bit because ASAP Rocky is the face of Fenty Skin. This man has made numerous comments about Black Lives Matter movement and about dark-skinned women, and he's the face of something. But Drea, who's just an ambassador, she's not the face of nothing.
Yeah.
She gets fired. But A$AP Rocky can sit up there and be cool. And a lot of people are saying it's because Rihanna and him are friends. Because they do have a friendship.
Yeah.
A lot of people were just calling her out for that too. Like, how was Dre Michelle canceled and she loses her bag, but you got a man up here who's made even to me even more disrespectful comments.
I
He's
I
still
think the
good.
thing is that it's like things don't affect you unless it affects you. So I feel as though like with the things that ASAP Rocky said, it didn't affect Rihanna because she isn't a dark skinned woman. She isn't, affected by I'm assuming she probably doesn't feel as much sensitivity towards the Ferguson thing just like him. It does not affect home for her.
That's
But
true.
the domestic violence did. So it's like I'd rather, deal with what affects me than sit here and cancel somebody out because he said some arrogant stuff. Like if this is my homeboy, this is my friend, whatever issues he has, he'll work on it, but it doesn't truly affect me. That's my assumption.
Which to me is messed up.
Yeah,
To me,
it is.
I think it's messed up because at the end of the day, it doesn't. She fired Drea also because people kept calling for Fenty to do it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, a lot of people were like, "Yo, Drea needs to be canceled. Drea needs to be this. Drea needs to be let go." Blase, blase. I think her domestic violence past had a lot to do with it as well.
Yeah,
I also think that it was pressure from the public
yeah,
to
yeah.
cancel Drea. So that's how really Fenty did it. With ASAP Rocky, it's been some talk about it, but he's still
I
gonna
don't
be
think
defensive in
people
this game.
Yeah, and I feel as though not many people dwell on that because I forgot all about him saying that. I was like, what, a year, 2 years ago or something like that? He said
That's
that stuff.
true.
So it's like, people move on, new drama, new situations. You don't really think about that. Like his news is old news now. So the fact that people want to kind of bring that up to stop his bag, it's like, what's the point? Like, regardless of if you cancel him out of Fenty Skin, he's gonna have another endorsement someplace, somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, we can't literally cancel this man out just for what he said years back. Maybe he changed his mind. Maybe he doesn't feel that way anymore. I don't know,
I'm
but
sure he does it because his black behind went to jail
oh,
overseas.
oh
They
my
told him
God.
ASAP Rocky who get your
Hmm.
ass in that cell. Like he thought that he was screwing these white chicks that they were gonna be like, oh, ASAP Rocky, he cool. They said, nah, you still an N-word to me. Go to
Exactly.
jail.
But
He
when people get to that side, they forget. They
They
forget they
really
black. They
forget.
really think they part of the team. Like
They really forget. And people
they
were talking about,
dudes.
oh, ASAP Rocky, he's sitting in front of these white people, folks' fashion shows, thought he was gonna get a pass. No,
Mm-mm.
you're,
You
you're
still
still black.
that black man
And then
sitting in
all
the
of a
front.
sudden, all these black folks calling for him and free ASAP Rocky. Girl, I was sitting up here like,
Mm.
check my nails.
Have
Like,
fun. Have fun learning your lessons, sir.
yeah, like
See when you get out.
you had to be humble. Like it doesn't matter how many white women you screw, how
Yeah.
many fashion shows you go to, how pretty you are, you're still black. And you from the hood. Like, come on now. You ain't no rich black man. You a poor black man. You want
Uh-uh. But I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Maybe it's because I just really don't know what's going on in social media too much. But I haven't really heard about him since. Like, this is my
yeah,
first time
I
hearing
haven't
about him in
either.
a long time. So, maybe that did mess up his bag for real, for real. Maybe it really did humble him down. And it's
I
like
think it
now,
did. I
yeah, I'm a
think
new
it did.
person.
But I'm happy it did because ASAP Rocky was on one. I was
Hmm.
like, God will always humble you.
That's true.
You will always be humbled.
That's true. That's
Whether
true.
you want
That's
to be or
true.
not. So
Hmm.
yeah, but cancel culture will always have this. It will just always be like this. Like men can get away with so much stuff. Like
Yeah.
Future can get away with being a trash father to some of his kids,
Yeah.
and he's still making music. Folks still rapping his lyrics, you know. But a woman, oh, she gotta be home with her kids. A woman can post pictures, and people will be under the comments, "Where your kids? Where your
Yeah.
kids?"
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you don't see that on the Future comments. Where your kids?
That's because
Where
people.
are your kids? Actually,
Yeah.
don't nobody ask that question. But let a woman, like, oh my gosh, when Keisha Kiora, Gucci Man's wife, people used to be like, where your kids at? They all in Jamaica. You don't take care of your kids? She was like, bruh, my kids are literally with me. Like, she literally has to go on so many interviews and say, my kids are good.
I wonder who started that rumor to sit
It's
here
because she never posts her kids.
and that to me is smart. Like when I tell you, when it comes down to things that are important to you, it should not be paraded on social media.
Yeah.
It just shouldn't. If your relationship is important to you, keep that shit to yourself. Because people are shady, people are evil, especially when it comes down to your kids. Like when I think about Michael Jackson and when Beyonce had, you know, Blue Ivy,
Oh
she
yeah.
kept that child under wraps. Like you gotta hide your child because the
Then when
way
she
people,
did show the Blue Ivy,
oh,
crap.
people are evil.
People
People are
were
truly
ooh,
evil.
on social media. People were nasty. But
Mm-mm.
with Keisha Kiyor, it was such a double standard because she never shows her kids because she has said it before. Social media is not where I show my kids. Like, we are good in real life. I
Yeah.
don't have to show you that my kids are just as dressed up as me or stepping just like I am. They're good. But like I
Yeah.
said, you got all these men out here that have publicly disrespected their children, that have publicly had all these paternity test issues, don't want to take care of the kid. No, you smashed old girl.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you still talking about some,
That ain't my
you
child.
got
That
to
don't look like me.
that by yourself trying to dismiss the court case in court, and they still can come out with an album and people still love them, but let Keisha Kiyor come out with a picture, a business where your kids at, you a deadbeat mama. It's like,
Double
go
standards,
over to
bro.
them and tell them that. Double standards.
Mm. And that's crazy. And it's like I feel like it's really relevant in the Black culture. Cause I see white people, it's really not like that. Like I don't really see that type of energy. But why is it with us as Black people? I understand like there are double standards when it comes down to women. I understand women have expectations for themselves and men have expectations for them also. But at the end of the day, especially when it comes down to social media, why is it that double standards have to be so relevant? Like, why is it okay for a man to be a deadbeat father? Like, how is that okay? Is it because people are raised in that mentality where it's like we see that all the time, so now I'm used to it. Like, it's okay if Future is a horrible father. It's cool because I'm used to seeing that.
I feel
But
like that's what it is. I
that's
think
sad.
we are used to seeing men, like Black men, not being fathers. That's why whenever whenever someone does post a picture with their kids, like a Black man, it's always so like, oh my gosh, oh my
That
gosh.
is true.
But he had to park with his kids.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, when did that become applaudable? I mean, that's great that you're a great father to your kids, or that you are present in their life, or at least appear to be present in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
That's
common.
supposed to be
That's
normal.
normal. You're supposed
Yeah.
to take care of your children. You're supposed to be there for them. Dwayne Wade supporting his children. It's like Black father supporting his kids. It's like,
You're supposed to.
hey, like, people are so not used to seeing that when it does come up, it gets so much applause.
Mm-hmm.
So when people see that a Black man is not taking care of his kids, it's kind of like, I mean, are we shocked? Like, da da da.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you should be shocked.
Yeah.
You should shame him.
Yeah.
Sometimes shame is crucial. Like, sometimes you gotta shame people to make them see, yo, that's trash. Like, your behavior is trash. You're not trash, but that's trash.
Yeah.
You
And,
gotta
and
fix that.
and we're sitting here applauding people for doing the bare minimum. Like, I'm not going to
Bare
applaud you for working. I'm
minimum.
not. You're supposed to. Like, you're supposed to have a job. You're supposed to be making money. I'm not going to applaud you for that. I'm not going to applaud you for being a father because you should already be doing that. That's never, like, it makes no sense.
That. You should already be a father, but if you see a Black woman that doesn't want to show her kids, or who's more secretive, or even when Drea Michelle, like back in the day when that stuff was coming out that her son wasn't eating and she would leave him by himself, like all this stuff was coming out.
Oh, yeah, I remember
He has
that.
to really fight hard for that to not to come up. And even now, people are still bringing it up when the whole Fenty thing happened, which had nothing to do with Fenty in
Yeah.
this whole entire situation. But she
But
was still being a deadbeat mom.
yeah, but you know how people are. It's like when you're in the limelight and one negative thing happens, oh, they're going in their closet. They're going through all your
Yeah.
skeletons trying to see what else they can pull out to make you look 10 times worse, to
Mhm.
prove their opinion. It's trash.
It's
It's
so
trash.
trash.
It's
It's
trash.
so trash. Double standards, but I feel like it's not going to change. Honestly, it's just
Mm-mm.
sometimes things are just the way they are, and all you can really do, like I always say, is work on yourself, hold everybody
That's it.
accountable.
That's
But
it.
the public won't.
That's it.
It's what it is.
Now, all right. So I was watching slash listening to another podcast. I'm not gonna say the name on here, but it's a pretty popular one in its own category. And I was listening to it, and basically during quarantine, a lot of their listeners have been sending in their own podcasts. Not only podcasts, but during quarantine now, everybody is trying to get in their bag, trying to have a hobby. It's either YouTube, they're starting podcasts, arts and crafts, whatever the case is. So basically, I guess a lot of their listeners, they went ahead and started sending their content, and they go on their podcast and they're like, listen, you guys are trying to be like us, but we actually have a degree in broadcast journalism to do this. None of you, like, y'all not qualified and y'all not that good to do this right now. So, point blank, period. Me and you, we don't have a degree in broadcast journalism. Our degrees are in total different sectors, but we do a podcast. How do you feel about other podcasters that do have a degree in broadcast journalism? How do you feel about them feeling like we're not qualified to do this?
I feel like I think that is, I don't want to say stupid. It's elitist. It gives me
Mm-hmm.
very elite vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Because nowadays people are getting to so many different careers and so many different business ventures that
Yeah.
you don't need a degree for a lot of things anymore. Something you will always need education for. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
But a podcast, come on now, like people don't have degrees in a lot of things. Like Charlamagne the God does not have a degree in broadcast journalism and
Mm.
any of those things. And look at where he is.
True.
So I feel like with things like podcasting and radio and TV, you sometimes you really just have to look, or your personality got to be on point. Like your
Yeah.
skill got to be on point because there are some things that can be taught and that cannot be taught. Somebody can go to school for journalism, but their personality is just not hitting.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not there. But then you can have someone else like I said, Charlamagne God, who can come in and blow you out the water. And
True.
you're like, he ain't got no degree, but he's gonna bring in the numbers. You brought in the degree, he's gonna bring in the numbers. What are we choosing? Numbers or your degree?
Mm-hmm.
So I get what they're trying to say. If people were bringing in just trash podcasts, like horrible quality, then it's
Yeah.
like, hold on now, homie. Like, y'all tripping. But
Yeah.
don't blame it on the education.
That's how I feel too. I feel as though in this society, we kind of forget that certain things are platforms for everyone. Like YouTube, I feel like podcasting and YouTube are on the same exact level because we post it, we edit it. Like there's no one, we're not under a company. Like the name of Brunt Session is under me and Kanithia's name. It's not under a business, a corporation. No one else is paying us to do this. So in a nutshell, how is it that I need a degree to make something of my own? Just like with YouTube, anyone can upload a video on YouTube. There's no qualifications to upload a video on YouTube. So how in the world do I need a degree to do that? If my quality is bad, like you said, then I understand it's bad. But at the end of the day, you cannot tell me I'm not qualified to do the same thing as you if there's no degree required for it. Like if that was the case, then we wouldn't have a podcast now because we don't have that degree. We have a whole different one in a whole different sector. None of that. So it's like I don't respect that logic, especially because at the end of the day, I don't want to belittle anyone's education, but certain things, like you said, I don't think certain things require education. Like maybe I assumed being a radio host you would need some type of bachelor because you're working for a company. They require certain things to, get the money and be a face of their, business. But at the end of the day, I'm finding out they don't. So I don't know what the hell y'all need y'all degree for, but y'all got it. Be proud of that. Glad, be appreciative of that, but don't belittle other people that have the same quality work as you, maybe even better. Because there's this other podcast that I listen to. Both of the content creators, they have degrees in accounting. Their main job is accounting. Their podcast is nothing about accounting, but their podcast does so well. They've done it since they started it in 2016. Podcast is doing amazing. So it's like, how in the world are you going to tell somebody who doesn't have that type of degree but is excelling in the podcast industry, literally to a point now where they don't even have to work as an accountant anymore? They literally work as a podcaster and do sponsorships and all that good stuff. So it's like, who are you to tell somebody who doesn't have that specific degree that they can't do the same thing as you?
And the thing
Unless it's required.
With podcasting and YouTube, everybody has their own lane.
Exactly.
Like somebody can make a podcast, an accountant can choose to make a podcast about finances. Mm-hmm. He shouldn't do that because he doesn't have a degree in journalism.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to hear about different things. Like there are pastors with podcasts now. Mm-hmm. So many people are getting more into this because it gives you a platform to have a voice.
Yeah.
You can say how you feel, whether it was good or bad. And that just goes to the whole thing, the whole issue of college being seen as just this, be all thing. Which, don't get me wrong, like I'm proud to be a college educated woman. I'm proud of my degrees. But at the end of the day, college is not for everybody. Mm-hmm. And two, you get into debt. Like college is made out to be this great thing, but at the end of the day, it's not all that.
It's not.
It's really not. Like when you first go to college, you feel like you're that girl. I'm in college, Mm-hmm. But then you get old and you realize this is a mother effing scam. Like y'all up here scamming me, taking my money, can't get nothing from the school. It's like, come on, it's a scam, people. For a lot of time.
They lie to you, talk about it's about to be 4 years when it's really like 5.
Talking about, you got 2 years to figure it out, honey. You got 1 year to figure it out for real.
Legit, not even that 1 year. You got to step in on what you want.
Yeah, you really got to step in, like, because they won't tell you, well, you didn't take this class, so you got to graduate a semester late. Excuse me? They don't tell you that.
About you got to be your advisor. You have to be your own advisor and go to advising. Junk's ridiculous.
Yes.
They should pay you. Matter of fact. Well, that junk set up.
Okay. Then they want to give you internships that don't pay. Half the damn match.
She's still upset about this, y'all.
About mine.
She's still upset about this.
Because being a social work psychology major, honey, like, unless you're doing work study and you're qualified for work study, you get no pay. Okay? You get nothing. They want to talk about experience, bumpier experience. I need cash.
You see how upset she is, y'all? She was talking about this for the longest.
It just pisses me.
Well, don't get mad all over again now.
Right. You're right. Let me woosah. But it's trash. But anyways, it is trash. If you do not want to go to college, if it's not for you, then it's not for you, bro.
Legit.
Like, don't let nobody shame you into feeling like you got to go to college to be successful or to do certain things. I used to think you had to go to college to start your own business.
Yeah.
I used to be like, oh, go to school for business and entrepreneurship. But then you see so many people that are reading books, doing the research, starting the business, don't have a college education, and are excelling. Like, I don't even know if Jeff Bezos from Amazon has a college education. I don't even know.
Let's be honest.
A lot of people are successful without one.
Yeah, majority of like these millionaires, like we're watching little kids become millionaires just from YouTube videos and making freaking slime, y'all. If don't go to school just for money. Like if you have a passion for something, then go to school for it. But if there's no passion behind it, don't sit here and think that, oh, I need to go to school so that I can get money. It's
Yeah.
not going to happen that way. Unless it's like, I want to be a doctor. So obviously you have to go to school to become a doctor. If you want to be a teacher, you have to get your education to become a teacher. But if you want to be a musician, let's be honest, you do not have to go to school for music. You don't. Like literally, if you've already experienced music, you understand music, you've had experience working, in a concert or band or in church or whatever the case is, all you need is word of mouth. That's it.
Yeah.
Word of mouth, and you are going to get opportunities out the
Talent.
talent.
But not even talent these days.
Sure.
Like,
But I
you
mean,
get
that's real.
a good beat and a good hook.
That's it.
That's all you need.
That's
And
it.
I feel like people have been socialized to believe that a degree somehow makes you up here.
Yeah.
It somehow makes you better than.
Yeah.
So people feel like without a degree, a lot of people feel like they haven't done enough. What are they doing with their life? My thing is, if you have a plan for your life that does not involve college, if God did not create college.
Yeah, we did.
Man did. God did not tell you you have to go to college to be a successful person. Everyone's purpose involves going to college. Your purpose could be graduating high school, starting your own business. Your purpose could be graduating high school and working somewhere else. Like God has a plan for all of us that does not involve the same thing. Not everyone's story looks the same.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have been socialized to believe that they need to go to school. And there's a lot of older adults too. They make you feel like that, like, oh, what college are you going to? And it's like, I don't want to go to college. What?
Then they look at you so
crazy.
Oh, this nigga about to be a bum.
So
you about to be a whole
crazy. Bum. Like they look at you like you don't want to go to college. You're like, well, I don't like anything that college has to offer me. They're like, so what do you want to do? You can't say in your mama house. You like, I don't say that.
Yeah.
I never said I was staying in my mom's house. But
you got to have a plan. You got to have an idea of what it is you're trying to do. Have a good end goal. Like, if you really feel as though, especially like if you're in high school, if you really feel as though college is not for you, already have an idea of what it is you're trying to do. Yeah. So off rip, when you graduate high school, you already have stepping stones to get into whatever it is you have to get into. With that scenario of you choosing not to go to college, you need to already be working on your passion. Like, point blank period. Don't waste any time. Don't sit at your people's house working at McDonald's, wasting time doing basic jobs. Work on your passion. Point blank period. Because literally you can become a millionaire or become financially stable by the time you're 20, 21, especially if you started at 18. So it's like, college is not for everybody. Know what you want, and also have a good head on your shoulder, because there are going to be a lot of people dismissing you, thinking that you're not doing it correctly because they don't see the end goal. You see the end goal. So stick with your passion, stick with what makes you happy, and stay true to yourself. Don't fall short. God. Exactly.
Consult God. Pray
all the time.
Ask God ask him to reveal what he wants to reveal. Ask him to bring you clarity and knowledge and shine light on areas that you might be ignorant in. Ask God. Like, a lot of people out here making plans. They're out here getting into things because parents told them to. Teachers, it's pressure to do this, because it's a lot of pressure to go to college. It is. It's so much pressure to major in something when you are not happy. But God has a final say. And if you feel like God told you that this is not for me, then trust in him, because God's plan is so much better than your plan. It's better than your mama plan. It's better than your daddy plan. It's better than your grandmama plan. It's better than anyone that tells you, oh, you need to do this in order to do that. God told me something different. I'm going to follow what he's telling me to do. Sure. And you're bound to be successful when you follow what God tells you to do. And college is not for everybody. So whatever you want to do, if it does not involve college, if you want to start a podcast, start a podcast. If you want to go to YouTube, go to YouTube. Own a hair store, go to hair store. Own a boutique, own a boutique. Do whatever it is that you want to do. You do not need college for every single thing out here. So
That's true.
you know, do with that as you please, y'all.
For real, for real.
But you know,
Now we are at the end of the
we
podcast,
have a
y'all.
question.
We got a question.
Yeah, we're gonna make it quick. You know, we tired. So basically, somebody asked, "How do I get over my trust issues?" That was a big question, though.
Say that one more time.
How do I get over my trust issues?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I
Every
know, right?
question that they ask, bro, I just
Wig shook it.
what? Trust issues. Um. Okay, I mean, if we're talking about when it comes down to people, like trust issues within myself or like whatever the case, because there's trust issues in a lot of things. So
Yeah.
I'll just kind of base it on my relationship with people. I try to give everyone a clean slate. So I don't allow what somebody else did to me and assume that you're going to do the same.
Yeah.
Everyone comes off with a clean slate. And until you break that trust, then, we kind of move accordingly. That's really pretty much it. After you do something weird, it's like, I'm not going to not be cool with you. But at the end of the day, my guard is always going to be up. It's always going to be up. When it comes down to myself, I think it comes with self-love. I think that when we have trust issues within ourselves, I feel like that comes down with insecurity. And you just have to have self-love, understanding of, why you're here or why God put you on this earth. Know that anything is possible if you have God and if you have faith. And all those trust issues or insecurities that you may have will go out the window.
I agree. I think a lot of time we go into new situations carrying old baggage. And it's one thing to learn from your past, it's another thing to carry your past and to allow it to affect you as a person. And when you do allow people to have that much power over you, it affects your life. You have to take back your power. I know for me, the way that I'm getting over my trust issues is also doing some self-reflection and really asking myself, like, where did it come from? And once you get the root of something, you can pull it up off the ground. Like, you can pull it out.
True.
But you got to figure out the root of why it is. Is it issues with a father or a mother or a family, or you've been cheated on a lot? Whatever it is, you got to figure out the root of that and then do the work from there. And you got to start to forgive. You got to forgive that person for what they've done. And a lot of the times, you got to forgive yourself for maybe allowing it to happen or feeling certain ways. It's all about forgiveness. I feel like once you work on forgiving somebody and forgiving yourself, I think you can really start doing the heavy work and knowing that it won't be overnight.
Yeah.
But if you know you have issues, you really have to do the work to figure out, where did it come from, who do I need to forgive, talking to God about it, and just really get into the root of it and figuring it all out, because trust issues is just somebody having power over you. It really is.
That's true.
I hope
that was a good explanation. I like that. Good job.
All right. So we're gonna end the podcast off today. Sorry. Remember to find us every Friday at noon on Apple, iHeartRadio, Google, and I think it's Spotify, right? Spotify, yeah, SoundCloud with a dud. 12 p.m. So follow us on our Instagram. Mine is at Canethia, 2 underscores.
And mine is by Sam DC.
And also
you can also me.
There you go. See, I was on it. See, I don't
you was on it. You know what? That was my fault.
Follow our at a brunch session on Instagram and at a brunch session on Twitter. I think it's the same thing. You can find us on Twitter too. Twitter be kind of weird, but you can find us on there.
And you can also send advice questions or questions that you may have to our email or on Instagram. Our email is at a brunch session or a brunch session at gmail.com.
Yes. Who sends emails? I don't know. DM is better, but
I'm trying to get people to use the daggone email. Can you just allow that to be? Golly. Y'all use the email too, please.
I'm looking for business email.
Okay.
Sponsorship emails.
For whatever.
All right.
Nah, but you need to speak that God. You heard her?
Yes, speak up. Sponsor us. Hey. All right, so we're going to end with our prayer. I'll take the prayer. All right. Good morning, God. Thank you for waking us up this lovely morning, Lord. And we just want to bless every single listener, every single watcher of this podcast. God, we just want to pray for everyone out there, especially Meg Thee Stallion and anyone that is going through domestic violence or just being canceled, God, just helping our society, Lord, to just better prepare ourselves and to follow in our purpose, God, to not follow from man-made purposes or man-made qualifications, God. Just listening to you and praying to you. Thank you for today, God, and continue to watch over us. And God, say my pray, amen.
Amen.
All right. Bye.
All right, y'all. Peace.